Hi everyone, my name is Vish. I wanted to create this channel so that we can talk more about goals, habits, and developing those during a time where we have to social distance, where our mental health may be impacted by what's going on in the world, and how to be kind, be present in the moment, and also, acknowledge that there are going to be bumps in the road, that it's not necessarily going to be easy. And I think that this is the perfect platform to really do it because we can talk through the comments, we can share our experiences, and I encourage you guys to also create YouTube videos, create Instagram stories, and share your process too. So what I'm going to talk about is my process in particular and what kind of sparked this interest in me today. So I was going through some old books that I had at home, and I found an old journal that I used to use a lot, and it's quite dirty now, but I still have it because I really like the color and the gold detail and everything. So I kept it, and I opened it up, and I wanted to just see what was in there. I didn't know what I wrote down. And I saw that I had written down all of these goals that I wanted to achieve in 2018. And I looked through some of the more specific goals I had, and I actually realized that I achieved a lot of them. And that was such a rewarding experience that I automatically was like, I have to do this again. Like, obviously something worked for me. So I wanted to talk through that process that I did then, and kind of, obviously I'm going to work on it and be flexible and change it up, but I wanted to kind of talk through what I'm going to do this year and see if that is something that might work for you guys. So not last year, but 2 years ago, I wrote down everything that was on my mind. I love just kind of doing a brain dump of everything that I'm thinking about. So ideas, habits, goals, everything. So I did the same thing this year, and I wrote down around 20 different lines of goals and habits. And for me personally, I don't think it's realistic for me to achieve those 20 goals. It might be for someone else, but I'd like to narrow in on those more. But I wanted to talk to you all about what I wrote down, some of the reasons why I wrote those things down, and hopefully maybe this will spark some interest in you guys too. So just opening up to the page. So the first one that I wrote down was to drink more water, to go on social media less, to paint and dance. So these are just some habits that I want to develop. I don't drink enough water by any means. And I feel like I'm always on Instagram or TikTok or YouTube. So I feel like I can, focus more on bettering my health and then working towards things that are really important to me rather than getting pulled into what other people are doing. And I also wanted to journal every night, and I think that this is just a really good habit to have, just to reflect on some of the things I'm grateful for, some of the things that I'm thinking about. So that's something I want to do as well. I want to travel to Asia. So I was supposed to travel to the Philippines and Japan this year for a wedding, and that got postponed. So I'm still hoping to be able to travel there in the next 12 or so months. I'd like to eat healthier. I have some digestive issues that I'm dealing with, so I'd like to be more conscious of what I eat. I'd like to meditate because of, what's going on in the world right now. I often get carried away by my thoughts, so I want to be able to focus in and just meditate and be present. I'd like to read 8 books by the end of 2020, exercise 3 to 4 times a week, and save towards either an apartment or a house. Just during this time, I've been thinking about, saving money and what I can do with it. And I'm fortunate enough to be able to work from home and do that. I know that some people aren't. I'd like to pay off high interest loans. So I'm in some student debt. So I want to be able to pay that off as soon as possible. And I also recently created a E-Trade account, and I'm hoping to learn more about investing there. And I know that right now the markets are all over the place, but I think it's just good to learn how to invest your money. I would like to also work on maybe doing a fundraiser or finding ways to give back during this time. I would like to post on Instagram and YouTube consistently, so I can really kind of build on this platform, build on creating a community where we can openly talk about goals and make it more acceptable to talk about how it's not always easy to achieve those goals, how there are always going to be bumps in the road, and there are always going to be, issues in the process. So making it easier for people to talk about that, I think, is really something that I'd like to achieve. I have a dog, and I would like to work on training her so she isn't the best on the leash when I take her out on walks. So I've been trying to watch more YouTube videos to learn more about that. So I'd like to work on getting her trained and also getting her socialized with other dogs. I would like to study for the GRE or possibly get some sort of professional certification. I would like to also just work on self-care in general. So maybe a skincare routine, maybe redoing my wardrobe, getting a few cool pieces, things like that. So those are the ideas, the thoughts that were on my mind. I know it's a lot, and it was just a relief to kind of write it all out for me. And next, what I'm going to do is pick maybe 5 or 6 of these to really narrow in on. So I'll be posting another video on Thursday to talk about the goals that I narrowed in on, how I did that. And I hope this encourages you guys to do the same. If this works for you, or if you're interested in this process that I'm going through, please subscribe, like the video, and comment below. Let me know what you think, and thank you so much for joining me today.